Hi, my name's Mike Carroll. I'm a manager at Risk 360, and I'm also the HITRUST practice lead. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about how a HITRUST certification can be used to help B2B SaaS companies grow their business. So the first thing I want to talk about is how compliance is now seen by many as a business enabler. Historically, compliance and information security was seen as a way to really do one of two things, either mitigate your risk or contain your costs. But within recent history, what we've seen is that compliance can now be used to actually help grow your business. And the reason for this is because third-party risk is top of mind for a lot of companies. Companies don't want to end up in the news because one of their vendors wasn't able to safeguard their data, and they might still have some responsibility if a breach occurs in that scenario. So consequently, those vendors or third parties that they do business with are able to grow their business if they're able to tell a convincing story about how they can safeguard the data. Now, HITRUST is a very rigorous process. It's a very well-respected certification. So if you're able to show that you've achieved HITRUST certification, it gives companies that you want to do business with a high degree of assurance that they can trust you and rely on your services. So the first benefit of a HITRUST certification is what I refer to as security as a differentiator. So if you think about an organization who wants to outsource a certain business function and they've got a couple vendors that they're considering, a lot of times they're going to go with the vendor who effectively shows that they can safeguard their data or protect, whatever systems they're provided with access to. So in this regard, security is actually a differentiator because it gives you an edge over other companies that you're competing with for an organization's business. The second point I want to make here is that HITRUST, even though it takes fairly long to get certified, can actually help you by expediting your sales process. So as part of the sales process, a lot of organizations have to, again, demonstrate that they have the ability to protect an organization's sensitive resources. Usually this will be done one of two ways. Either those organizations are going to have to complete a questionnaire, which a lot of times can be fairly lengthy, or they might actually be subject to an on-site audit. So where a HITRUST certification helps with this is that a lot of those organizations who are requiring the questionnaires or the audits are willing to accept a HITRUST certification in its process. So the benefits are really twofold. A, your sales team is enabled to close deals a lot quicker because they don't rely on people within your organization to fill out these questionnaires or complete these assessments. But B, the benefit that a lot of people don't think about is there's actually a cost savings because once you get this HITRUST certification, you don't have to rely on your employees and take their time to complete these questionnaires or to assist with the audits. They can focus on other value add things that are going to help grow or streamline your business. And the last point I want to make is that having a HITRUST certification is a big benefit because it allows you to enter new markets. So specifically when you're thinking of which markets a HITRUST certification is going to help you, venture into, healthcare is what comes to mind. A lot of covered entities, thinking like hospitals, physicians' offices, those types of organizations, they're only going to do business with organizations who can demonstrate either HIPAA compliance or HITRUST certification. And obviously having a HITRUST certification helps you tell stories around both of those frameworks. And the second point here is that a few years back, when HITRUST came out with version 9.2, they actually became industry agnostic, where they weren't just focused specifically in healthcare. So what that means for companies who are HITRUST certified is that it helps them gain entry into new markets, but not just healthcare like it did previously. There's a lot of other organizations across different industries who see the value and respect what a HITRUST. HITRUST. certification brings to the table.